No. We do have difficulties once in a while like that because of the nature of this program. We switch around to several different parts of the country.
About 8 years before Frank Blair struggled through this newscast on the Today Show, I had made my first buck at an NBC affiliate in South Bend, Indiana. My first job in Hollywood was doing cue cards at ABC. I remember when I first saw the word groovy, I thought it was a typo. I worked in the Hollywood Palace and then sometimes on the Lawrence Welk Show. Then 3 years with Chuck Barris included a production gig on Operation Entertainment, a primetime variety show produced entirely on location.
Well, here we are on a typical Los Angeles afternoon with a high school band tootling away for a movie on the greensward below us here in Griffith Park. I'm Charles Champlin and I write movie reviews, although not usually until the movie is completed. Occasionally I also wander in front of television cameras trying to act like a perfect host. The nearest I've come to commercials were some pledge night pitches for KCET, but what we have here is not a commercial but a testimonial to a director I admire very much. When I started co-hosting KCET's City Watchers program, Jerry Hughes was its director, and we grew up together, so to speak. With Jerry Hughes at the console, the series grew up too, and went on to win 4 Emmys. City Watchers began as an in-studio show. Jerry led us out of the studio and into the city, where we belong. We shot from trains, from boats, vans, and trucks, from helicopters, and even on one memorable occasion from the Goodyear blimp. But the most exciting triumph of all was the first program ever videotaped with an electronic camera 40 feet down in the sea off Catalina. Jerry and I went national with Film Odyssey, a weekly showcase of classic movies that aired on 212 public television stations. I introduced the films and afterwards interviewed some of the great filmmakers of our time, Jean Renoir, Fritz Lang, Alfred Hitchcock. And I must say that Jerry's handling of these men was as distinguished as the gentlemen themselves.
The fact that people like to be scared. They pay money to go on a roller coaster to be scared. They get off giggling, of course, just as much as in Disneyland they pay money to go into the haunted house. But they'll come out laughing, you see. And I think this dates back to when the mother scares her 3-month-old baby. She goes, boo.
I think of myself as a filmmaker, and I got into an argument once at a film conference with George Cukor, who really doesn't like the word filmmaker. I mean, he likens it to toy maker. And I think that's a real nice thing. I like being thought of as a toy maker that makes films. And that's how I got into it, is I was fascinated with the mechanics of it. I mean, you know, coming out of cars and what have you. I was fascinated with the fact that you could take real life and put it onto an image and make it move and you could manipulate it.
Jerry Hughes went on to direct several other national series, including The Way It Was with Kurt Gowdy, which was nominated 3 times for Emmy and Critics' Choice Awards and was enormously popular.
The Baseball Subway Series of 1936, the New York Giants against the New York Yankees, is the theme of our show on The Way It Was.
Hughes was then hired by producer Jerry Gross to direct his very successful commercially syndicated program Sports Challenge with Dick Enberg.
This is your toss-up question. In that Pirates series, Mantle only hit .400, had 3 home runs, 10 base hits, and 11 RBIs. Mick will always be regarded as the very best switch hitter in baseball history. But in 1954, a Cardinal second baseman set a record for a switch. Mickey Mantle.
Red Schoendienst.
Switch hitter by hitting safely in 28 straight games. Who was he? Red Schoendienst is the correct answer, and the Yankees have the lead.
Jerry next met a unique sports challenge of his own, directing the series Inner Tennis, based on the bestseller by Tim Galway, The Inner Game of Tennis, about an unusual approach to the game.
Now, the uh-oh experience is when the ball comes and instead of seeing a ball, you say, uh-oh, here comes my backhand. here comes another error, you know? And especially if we see it coming toward our weakness. If we see it coming towards our weakness, we go, uh-oh. It's not a ball anymore. It's a threat. It's something that's going to hit me right in my weakness. And what do? When you see a threat coming, you tighten. You go, uh-oh. And all these muscles in here tighten, and this tightness causes your racket to jerk.
But sports are only one field in which Jerry Hughes has displayed his smashing form as a director. Here are segments from a pair of PBS specials, musical programs featuring Ramblin' Jack Elliott and Steve Goodman.
Hot New Orleans, August. With the muggy breeze coming off the Mrs. Miller River by the Jack's Brewery, floating overhead with its high malt content. Easing into a sundown and a thunderstorm with a hot tropical downpour, mucho rain coming down. Dust coming up off the sidewalk. Smell it. It was cooling everything down. And there was a girl there that had once been an ex-ballet dancer. Good night, America, how are you? Hey, don't you know me? I'm your native son, and I'm your native son. I am the train they call the city of New Orleans. Gone 500 miles when day is done.
But as Al Jolson said, you ain't seen nothing yet.
Oh, listen, before we go any further, I'd like to introduce somebody who's been very close to me, who's been a major support to me all of my career, Jim Henson. Thank you, Kermit. Yes, we are here in Washington, D.C. for the 13th International Puppet Festival. Now, the puppeteers of the world gather every 4 years for this particular event, but this is the first time we've ever had it in the United States, so we're all very happy about that.
Our correspondent in the Soviet Union, Walter Rogers, will tell us all about a very interesting mission to Moscow.
Tell me about yourselves.
After an all-night train ride from Finland, Mr. Rogers badly needed a shave. But even in the Soviet Union, he was ever the gentle soul.
It's a beautiful day in your neighborhood. It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood. I don't mean the weather, I mean the people.
For 10 days, the sweater-clad tennis shoot host of the long-running PBS children's series went behind the Iron Curtain to tape the visit as part of a week-long special airing next year. As he shows us, it was a working vacation that became a labor of love.
Dobry wieczór. That means good evening for entertainment tonight. Here we are in Moscow, just about to go into Gostel Radio to tape with Tatiana Vedneva, who in November will be coming to our neighborhood. So we're effecting a small exchange for in behalf of children. I guess one of the most special things about our time here is that we've been having a working visit in the Soviet Union, and our counterparts have accepted us in such a way that we've grown to become sort of one fabric as we go out and tape each day.
Where's Mickey Mouse?
Well, see, I wasn't there, so did you have both of them? Was that the deal?
Yes.
Okay. I gather there were zillions of kids, right?
Zillions.
Yeah. Okay.
So I guess what I'm asking you is the symbolic, that was symbolic. As a matter of fact, before we left them out of the bus, we said history is being made here.
Yeah, I bet you did.
And the KGB said.
Okay.
All right.
So I'm going to ask you to describe that moment, even though you weren't there. The symbolism of it.
Forgive me, I'm too honest for my own good. Well, to see Mickey and Misha together in Red Square with all the children, it's a moment of history that just really gets you here. That's all I can do. I can't. It's really bad.
Okay, I was there. Let me tell you how.
Yes.
I hope you can hear me because we're at the French Quarter on a typical night in New Orleans. We're talking Bourbon Street. Now this is an incredible place. The people, unbelievable. The food, fantastic. I love to eat down here. It's incredible. And let's talk about jazz and clubs. Why is this place so great? Because the music is fantastic wherever you go. Here you are. Let me tell you, when it comes to jazz, it's almost impossible to decide what place you would really want to pick to go to. But if you had to pick one place, it would have to be Preservation Hall. How are you? How you doing? Pleasure. How you doing? How are you? Is this something or not? I mean, this is incredible. Woo!
5. Ready, 4. 4.
Audio tape has got a problem. We are not rolling.
5. Wide into a 2-shot 5. Yeah. Well, let's stop him.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do.
Stop him now.
Thank you very much. What the rest of you think of it?
I've got music.
Yes. Do you have a ticket? Why don't you sit out there like everybody else? Huh? What, do you have a problem? I mean, something we can discuss in front of these people? The audio tape didn't roll. I just want to bring the people in so they'll know what you're talking. The audio tape didn't roll. Now, do these people know we're doing a television show?
The audio tape machine didn't roll, so we...
You mean this is being televised? Can I get my agent, please? Marvin.
The good news is we've raised $68,000 and we're in the 19th hour. Yes, ladies and gentlemen.
We're in the 19th hour, and we've raised $16,000. Let's take a look at the tote board. Give me a drum roll. The tote board.
Yes.
Oh, we just got a pledge for $100,000. Anonymous.
A good director has to be as tough as a linebacker and as sensitive as a poet. He'd better be quick and resourceful, an artist, a reporter, a leader, and a man who commands respect because he knows his job. Jerry grew up with television. He's been everything from a cable puller to producer. He's done live television, and tape, and film, but now he has more than 50 credits to his name. Jerry has a keen eye, sensitive intelligence, lively imagination, and a distinctive style. He's put nervous guests at their ease, and their nervous host as well, for which I'm forever grateful. If I were to be asked what really makes a good director, I'd say all the things I've just said about Jerry Hughes. Thanks for watching.